Hello, my name's Tom Oxley. I'm with the West Virginia Division of Forestry. I've been involved in PLT now for about 23 years. Seems like forever ago, but when something's this good, you tend to keep wanting to do it. So hopefully you all get something out of this today as much as I get out of it. And when you see the students get involved, or for that matter, teaching it to adults is just as fun. You see grown people turn into 4-year-olds whenever you conduct this activity. We're in Project Learning Tree Pre-K through 8 Environmental Education Activity Guide, and we're on lesson 25. It's called Birds and Worms. Birds and Worms discusses how camouflage aids in the survival of some species in nature. For example, why are fawn deer, born with no scent, and they have all these little white dots on them? Well, because the spectrum on the forest floor as light penetrates through the canopy causes dots and everything else to form light spots and dark spots on the ground, and a fawn emulates that same pattern of light and dark throughout as the dots go away and it gets older, it can survive better. It's very rare that you walk up on a fawn and it remains there because it has been told by mother that it's completely hidden and stay still and you'll survive, and they do. So today, Birds and Worms, there's a couple of different ways you can do this activity to teach kids about camouflage. Cheap tricolored macaroni from the store. There's a white noodle, a green noodle, and an orange noodle. It's done in a relay race. You set up an area where you're going to have the worms. You pour the worms out. You have a few of those worms that are one color, the same amount for the next and the next. As this particular activity covers all different avenues of education. We can do this with math, we can do it with social studies, we can do it with arts and sciences. It's a tremendous activity, and the kids don't realize they're learning until it's all over with, and they've had a great time. So obviously in nature, camouflage is important. For a bird, bugs, caterpillars, moths, things like that that are camouflaged usually taste better. So what we have here, we're going to say that this is a caterpillar. He's very yellow. He may not taste very good, but he's readily visible and usually is the one that gets picked on the most. As soon as a bird sees him, flies down, picks him up, takes him away, he's dinner. Then we've got the stick bug. This one happens to be a green stick bug. It's really not a bug, it's just a bean. However, a stick bug that would be this color in today's forest that we see out here would be very camouflaged. He would be very difficult to find. Okay? This stick bug, however, in today's forest is very readily picked off and eaten. Okay? So what we don't really have the ability to see there is the darkest one in the group, which is also the one that tastes the best, is hidden the best. So a bird that really can decide for himself or herself that they only want the best, they're going to have to take their time to learn how camouflage works in order to get the best food out there, okay? So this one tastes like filet mignon to us, and this one not so much, okay? So once the relay race is done, the kids have no idea what's happened. They've flown over top of the area, flapping their wings and cawing like their bird noise. And once they find a worm, they race back to the line and get back in line Once the relay is complete and all have been downrange and found a worm, you then start talking about camouflage and you ask who got what color. And inevitably there'll be 1 to 2 that'll be green out of the entire group. I've seen 30 kids go downrange and only 1 green worm come back, because the easiest ones get picked off first, okay? Then you start talking about the fact that if they want to win the relay race, this one's worth more points. And then you run the relay race again. And this time, they're all down there a lot longer looking for this worm. They may not find it, but eventually their companions are all like, come on, you gotta come on, we gotta go. I've seen adults tear each other apart going from one room to another. We used colored yarn that matched the fabric of a chair. And I've seen adults almost kill each other going through a doorway to have this competition work. It's phenomenal. And they get the exact same experience as the child does. When you're out there, be excited about what you're doing. That's the key. Get these kids involved. The more they're outside, the more they're learning about things in nature, the better off they're going to be. PLT does so many good things to get the classroom outside. Today, with what's going on in the world right now, this is where it needs to be. We can be outside in small groups and social distance and still do this activity without question. You just make the area where they're going to be flying around bigger, okay? So go find your worm and good luck.